Yo, what's up? Tyler here. Welcome to my channel Tucana, where I just talk to the camera about whatever is on my mind at the present moment. I don't even go to these videos with the subject matter on mind. I'm just kind of seeing what my brain thinks of as I start walking around. Now, I'm walking around outside because I feel like I download information from the sun. The sun fills me up with all these thoughts, and then I can present them to you. If anything, I'm not talking to you right now. The sun is talking to you through me. I'm just the channel for that. We're tuned into the frequency of the sun, and oh gosh, the sun's getting really bright in my face. I'm about to get really squinty. I was watching myself back. Whenever I'm in really bright sunlight, I feel like I look worse because my face gets all squinty and overexposed, and I start to do this little thing with my mouth because my eyes are all squinted, and I want to open them up, but oh my gosh, it's just so bright. Whew. I feel like the more you spend time outside, the more you just start to squint your eyes, right? Is this even a good time? Should I only film these in the shade? Dang, this is actually really hard to take in. But no, I'm supposed to download this information from the sun and present it to you. I gotta be like Bloodnut, the lemur, who just soaks in all the sun and then blesses the world with the energy that it's transformed into. I kind of feel like a plant, right? I'm just taking the sun in and doing some photosynthesis, except this is video synthesis because this isn't a photo. I'm doing a video right now. But I'm being honest, I feel like the sun has everything that we need because everything on Earth is fueled by the sun. Like all the plants that animals eat, all the oxygen that we breathe is transformed through the energy that plants photosynthesize with. And it's kind of cool if you think about it, right? Everything, the sun, the ocean gets warmed up by the sun, solar power. I don't know, the sun is mysterious, but maybe that's just because I don't study the sun enough. Dang, do I need to start researching the sun more so I can start spitting some sun facts, giving y'all some solar flares, just surprise you with random information that y'all never even knew existed? I didn't plan any of this. The sun is telling me to tell you all this. Or maybe it's the quad sun. If you don't know what the quad sun is, it's a quantum concept of the sun. What does that mean? Really good question. Sun, what does it mean to be a quantum version of yourself? We do some... I feel like Solaire from Dark Souls, just all praise the sun. I think what quantum means is that all information is up in the air. There's no wrong or right or it's not ones or zeros. Life isn't ones or zeros. Everything has multiple perspectives. If you start looking at life through this perspective that there's one truth, one false, you're going to fall into a pit of sadness because that's just not how the world operates. You have to look at everything as if it has potentially infinite truths because every molecule has so many things that it has gone through in life. Because all energy in this world can't be created or destroyed. Whenever I die, I'm just gonna get decomposed into the earth, and then plants are gonna suck up my nutrients, and then someone is gonna eat my nutrients through that plant. Wow, that's weird to think about. It is just a big cycle of life, huh? The cycle of life is really cool. And I feel like lots of people in the world are afraid of death, but it's we don't really die. We just get transformed into a different type of energy. We're always here, regardless if we're walking around and breathing as a human or we're in the ground composting and waiting for our next life. Do I believe in next lives, reincarnation? Not necessarily. I don't think we come back as the version of ourselves that we used to be, because I feel like that's looking at coming back to life through a more binary lens. I think when we die, our energy gets dispersed through the universe in infinite ways that we'll never be able to even comprehend. And it's even more so nowadays because the imprint and the footprint that we can leave behind is just completely different from what it used to be. And people used to write books, draw pictures, but now I'm out here like filming videos of myself, and who knows how long these will last. Technically, somebody could be watching this 1,000 years in the future, which, hello, somebody from 1,000 years in the future. Thank you for watching. I'm glad that somebody from 1,000 years in the past could say something potentially interesting enough that somebody 1,000 years in the future would decide worthy of going back to digest. Like, don't you have a million other things you could be doing right now? Why are you watching a video from 1,000 years ago? Hey, I mean, hopefully my ancestors are getting some money off this watch time, I guess. If there even is a such thing as money 1,000 years in the future. Speaking of money is really interesting. I said yesterday I was looking for jobs, which that is still happening. And I was looking mostly at civic jobs, like at the city. Because, I mean, realistically, I feel like if you're trying to get to the source of money, going to like the government is the best direction, because they literally print the money and they have an infinite supply of it, which is why our money becomes more and more useless as they keep printing it, because the more you print something, the less valuable it becomes, and that can just go infinitely. Which I kind of think the same thing about the stock market. Like, if we're now getting to a point where anybody can automate the stock market and create some agent, some technological agent that can buy the dips and sell and do all the day trading. If 100 million people start doing that and infinitely profiting off the stock market, does the stock market even have value? I don't entirely know. I don't really know much about the stock market, but in my opinion, or from my perspective, there's only so much money or wealth to extract from the stock market, right? Because the stock market isn't actually creating real wealth. It funds and can give like investment and capital to people who are creating real wealth, in which case people are taking their cut off of the people who are generating that wealth. But if more and more people are doing that, then there's less and less of a pie that can be taken. So I feel like eventually the stock market is almost going to be rendered useless. I don't know if that'll be in the next 10 years or 20 years, but eventually I can't see it like having purpose forever. In which case, what would replace it? Dang, son, tell me the information. What will replace the stock market in the future? Something more human. The things on the digits on a screen, this digital currency, is going to fade out into obscurity and be replaced with something that only true real human time and attention can provide. In which case, is someone listening to Charlie XCX? I hear like a really auto-tuned female voice. And I love auto-tuned female voices. That stuff gets me riled up. I love auto-tune. Lots of people like to talk trash in auto-tune, but I love the sound of auto-tune. Like, it pleases my ears so heavy. I mean, it sounds robotic, but I mean, it's in tune, it's in frequency, like it's harmonic. So overall, like, it's beautiful. Oh no, I'm going into squinty mode again. No. Oh my, am I gonna walk down this whole entire thing in squint mode? I'm gonna be like Squints from The Sandlot. Act like I'm drowning in a pool so the lifeguard can save me and give me some mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Nah, I'd be the lifeguard. I'd be the one who gets tricked into doing that, honestly. I mean, look at me. Look at me. Look at all the sun that I soak up and turn into beauty for the world to witness. But yeah, the quad sun. The quad sun, I think the reason I think about the quad sun a lot is I think we're heading into a very quantum world, especially with quantum computing becoming a thing. Apparently Google has their own quantum computer named Willow. No Smith. And I don't really know what that means for the world. Like, I don't know truly what they can do with that, apart from just solving lots of computations really, really quickly. This computing power is becoming more and more important. Lots of people are outsourcing that. They're now quantitizing computing power with these credits. Like you buy credits and then you get computing power in return. So I'm guessing Google is going to create something like that. You can access their quantum computer by buying quantum credits through Google. And they'll be able to do stuff for you way faster than these other computing processing centers whose credits aren't worth as much as these quantum credits. Google, can you give me all the quantum credits? I don't know what I'll do with them yet, but I'll figure out something to do with them. QuadSim will tell me what to do with the quantum credits. I think about the weirdest things, honestly. Like, this is what runs through my mind. This is why I was like, I need to start recording my thoughts while I talk, because the things that run through it are some of the most obscure things, but they're also relevant, I would presume. I watched an episode of Black Mirror where one of the characters had a quantum computer in their house, and they were able to access and control like their reality within a cubic area. Like say, well, no, they used the quantum computer to actually like shift between realities, so they could shift to a reality where the thing that they want becomes the reality. So like, say my boss was named like Elmer. Wait, my boss's name is Elmer. Well, one of my bosses. I have several bosses. I'm my own boss too. But you could literally just like, theoretically with quantum computing and reality shifting, like shift to a reality where your boss's name is Bob and you never know the difference. Which, watch tomorrow, my my boss Elmer is gonna name himself as a new alias named Bob Lightning. And that's gonna be what he's using to create his own software, his own alias for software creation, Mr. Bob Lightning. And if I'm predicting this, I'm not gonna show him this video. I'm just gonna see if that happens. Let's see if I'm shifting my own realities just by talking into a camera. I love walking though. I love seeing all these plants. They're all so beautiful. They also say stuff. If you ever touch plants, if you're ever depressed, touch some plants. They actually have like healing energies and properties to them. And it'll transfer to you like really, really fast. It's like conductive. It's like electricity. Like you can eat plants, which I probably shouldn't say while touching the plant. And that's one way to harvest the energy of plants, but also touching them is another type of energy. You know, people like to talk shit on tree huggers, but tree huggers they got the right idea. They're trying to heal naturally from the options that the world has to offer. So people are having fun at the swimming pool right now. I kind of want to go swim. Maybe I'll go swimming tomorrow. It's starting to get warm enough too. I do love swimming. And I do love just talking about stuff. This is the second video on this channel and I'm already talking about the most crazy stuff. Where can we even go from here? I mean, I could talk about basic stuff like I love my family, I love my friends, I love my community, I love dancing, I love singing, I love creating art, I love playing video games and using video games as a foundation for creating new experiences, as if that video game is another world that we can exist in, because we technically can. And as we move further and further into the future, we'll be able to exist more and more in our favorite video game worlds. So I saw this technology that allows you to just like take a picture of an area and it'll instantly create a video game world that you can explore in that area. And it'll keep generating just like more of the area. And the more pictures you give it, the more it can like make the area resemble what it actually is. Or you can just give it one picture and have it generate what it thinks it is, which could lead to good looking video games that have infinite game worlds. Are we gonna have Lewis and Clark's of the digital world where people are starting to explore these digital worlds that nobody else has explored? Because most digital worlds people are exploring right now are handcrafted by game developers. Or we have some algorithm like Minecraft that creates the world with specific parameters. But what if we have Minecraft worlds that are 1,000 more times complex and dynamic, and different physics and different rules for all of these worlds? And what if it's like Spy Kids 3, where they can upload our consciousness into these worlds and we can actually just live in them and they potentially use them as modern day prisons because it might be potentially cheaper to upload someone's consciousness into a digital world and feed them nutrients through a tube than it is for them to actually exist out in the real world. Damn, that's really sad to think about, but also I've been seeing lots of fictional pieces that kind of allude to that type of future. So we all need to build ourselves up so we don't get trapped in those types of futures. Because I mean, we already are to an extent, especially if you're like somebody who gets paid to play video games. You're kind of like you're kind of the person just beta testing these concepts. Because getting paid to do something is the same as just like them harvesting your energy in some other way. Paying people is just one way to harvest their energy, but I'm sure there's more ways to harvest the energy that we don't even think of because they don't teach us how they be doing that to us. Or they do be teaching us through media, so it is in our faces, but I don't watch enough movies. I think I need to watch more movies. All right, I've circled around this neighborhood twice. I think I'm gonna go and play some video games and make some money playing video games so Google can harvest my energy and data a little bit more in return for me to have a place to live for another month. Fun stuff. I will eventually change my cycles and get to a new spot. But to do that, you have to realize where you are first. And I'm just coming into terms with where I'm at so I can break the cycles that keep me where I'm at. I hope you too can break whatever cycles you're going through because we're all in cycles. We're all in loops of habits. And to break free of that matrix, you just got to start forming a new habit that replaces old ones and do it regularly until that becomes your new reality. But then you got to see that new cycle that you're in and then switch up the habits again until you're in a new reality and a new one and a new one. And that's how you quantum shift in a way that humans can do now. All right. I don't know if anything I made, or I don't know if anything I said makes any sense at all, but that's what the sun told me to say today. So I hope you enjoyed and took something from that. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good one. Peace.